Erev Shabbat Shalom Rabotai. We are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Kiddushin. We are up to Perek Daled Mishnah Gimel. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbai Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov Chana bad Miriam Sason ben Ryan Yeshua ben Shifra Menuchatam beGan Eden Amen and Le'avdi ben Chaim leChaim v'derefua shelema v'Daniel Shalom ben Rosa b'toch Sha'ar Cholei Israel. Mishnah 1 taught that disqualified persons like Mamzerim, Nitinim, Shtukim, and Asufim are allowed to marry one another. Our Mishnah includes more people in this law. The Mishnah begins, Kol ha'asurin lavo b'ka'al, all people who are forbidden to enter the congregation, meaning people who are forbidden to marry ordinary Jews. This is the expression used by the Torah to forbid Mamzerim and others from marrying ordinary Jews. Mutarim lavo ze bazeh, are permitted to marry one another. The term forbidden to enter the congregation refers not only to Mamzerim, Netinim, Shtukim, and Asuvim, but also to converts from the nations of Ammon and Moab. The Torah in Dvarim, chapter 23, verse 4 states, "An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter the congregation of Hashem. Even if a male Ammonite or Moabite converts to Judaism, he may not marry an ordinary Jew." So therefore, converts from these two nations are also allowed to marry disqualified persons like Mamzerim, etc. The Mishnah adds, Rabbi Yehuda Oser, although Rabbi Yehuda forbids converts to marry Mamzerim, etc., he agrees that converts from Ammon and Moab may marry such people. Unlike the Tana of Mishnah 1, who stated that converts may marry Mamzerim, Netinim, Shtukim, Asufim, Rabbi Yehuda forbids converts to marry any of these people. However, Rabbi Yehuda holds that male converts from Ammon and Moab are different. Since the Torah prohibits Ammonites and Moabites to marry regular Jews, they are similar to Mamzerim, who are also forbidden to marry regular Jews. It is therefore permitted for these two groups to intermarry. Now, until this point, it has been accepted that a definite mamzer or natin may marry a possible mamzer, such as a shtuki or a sufi. The next Tana disagrees. Rabbi Eliezer says, Vadai bevadai mutar. Marriage between those who are definitely forbidden to marry regular Jews and others who are definitely forbidden to marry regular Jews, such as a mamzer marrying a mamzeret, is permitted. Vada'an bisfekan, however, marriage between those who are definitely forbidden and those who are possibly forbidden, such as a mamzer marrying a female shtuki, usfekan bevada'an, or marriage between those who are possibly forbidden and those who are definitely forbidden, such as a male shtuki marrying a mamzeret, usfekan bisfekan, or marriage between those who are possibly forbidden and others who are also possibly forbidden, such as a male shtuki marrying a female shtuki, asur. In these three cases, the marriage is forbidden. The reason is that a person who is only possibly disqualified might actually be a regular Jew. Therefore, just as a regular Jew may not marry a mamzer or someone who might be a mamzer, neither may he. He may not marry an ordinary Jew because he might be a mamzer. He may not marry a mamzer because he might be an ordinary Jew. And he may not marry another shtuki because it is possible that one of them is a mamzer while the other one is an ordinary Jew. Therefore, according to Rabbi Eliezer, a shtuki or a sufi may marry only a convert or a freed slave who is like a convert, because converts are permitted to both ordinary Jews and mamzerim. And this follows the Tana of Mishnah 1, who permits marriage between converts and mamzerim, but not Rabbi Yehuda, who said earlier that such a marriage is forbidden. And the Rav does tell us, Valachet Rabbi Eliezer, the Halakha does follow the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. The Mishnah concludes, Velu en asfekot, and these are the possible ones, people who are possibly forbidden to marry ordinary Jews. Shtuki, a shtuki, a sufi and a sufi, vikuti and a kuti. The Kutis were a pagan group who settled in Eretz Israel during the First Temple era. When they were attacked by lions, they converted to Judaism in the hope of being saved. However, even after their conversion, they kept some pagan beliefs and did not observe the mitzvot properly, as the Sefer Melachim, Kings, Book 2, Chapter 17, verses 24 through 41 describes. Now, since they did not properly observe the laws of marriage and divorce, it often happened that one of them would marry a woman who was still married to someone else. For example, she was not divorced properly from her husband, and any children from that union would be mamzerim. Therefore, the sages ruled that they must all be treated as possible mamzerim, and ordinary Jews are forbidden to marry them. And that is the end of Mishnah Gimel. Mishnah Dalet teaches that a Kohen is rabbinically obligated to check a woman's lineage before marrying her, and it defines this obligation. The Kohen has to make sure that this woman is not a halala, whom a Kohen is forbidden to marry. Once the rabbis required a Kohen to investigate whether she is a halala, they added that he must also investigate whether she is a mamzeret, even in a case where she cannot be a halala. In fact, even a non-Kohen is forbidden to marry a mamzeret. Nevertheless, since a non-Kohen does not need to check whether she is a halala, because marriage between a non-Kohen and a halala is permitted, he does not have to check her at all, even to verify that she is not a mamzeret. And again, the Mishnah defines this obligation for a Kohen. Hanosei isha kohenet, if a Kohen wants to marry a woman who was a daughter of a Kohen, tzarich livdok achra arba imaot, he must check into her lineage by determining that 4 of her female ancestors, literally 4 mothers, 2 from her mother's side and 2 from her father's side, have no disqualification of lineage. Now, even if the intended bride herself does not have reputation as a mamzeret, he must investigate the status of her female ancestors, because it is possible that one of her direct ancestors was a mamzeret, but her disqualification did not become known or was forgotten over time. And again, 2 from her father's side, the 4 ancestors are the intended bride's mother, mother's father's mother, meaning great-grandmother, father's mother, grandmother, and father's father's mother, great-grandmother. He does not have to check her male ancestors, because if a man is disqualified, it is usually well known. Now, in order to properly determine the status, so 2 from her mother's side and 2 from her father's side, you have to make sure they have no disqualification of lineage. This obligation applies only if there is reason to suspect that the woman is disqualified. For example, there is a rumor that she is a mamzeret. Now, in order to properly determine the status of those 4 ancestors, he must determine that of their mothers, shen shmona, which means that he must check 8 female ancestors in total. They are 1, imah ve'emimah, the woman's mother, and 2, the woman's mother's mother. Ve'em avi imah ve'imah, 3, the woman's mother's father's mother, and 4, her mother. Ve'em avia ve'ima, 5, the woman's father's mother, and 6, her mother. Ve'em avia ve'ima, 7, the woman's father's mother, and 8, her mother. This is in diagram 8, note 5, in the Art School elucidated. Livia v'Yisraelit, if a Kohen wishes to marry a daughter of a Levi or Israel. Now, the daughter of a Levi or Israel cannot be a halala. In this case, the Kohen needs to check only whether she is a mamzeret. Mosifin alein od achat, we add 1 more generation of female ancestors to those who must be checked, for a total of 12 ancestors. In addition to checking the status of the 4 women that we mentioned earlier and their mothers, he must also check their mothers, because disqualifications were more common in families of non-Kohanim. Since Kohanim are more restricted in whom they may marry, they were generally more careful about whom they married, and therefore disqualifications in their lineage were less common than in the families of non-Kohanim. And that is in Rabotai, today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Erev Shabbat Shalom. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.